Hello, welcome. My name is Sheep Thief, and today I'll be coming at you with some WARNO 1v1. This is a pretty epic game between me, Sheep Thief on 11E, versus Rochard Aldai, or I'm not sure what's going on there. So yeah, I haven't watched this replay yet, but it felt like there's a little bit of back and forth. So yeah, I'm 11E, moving forward with decent amount of Milans. Actually I take that back, 1 Milan, and then VBL Milans, 2 Sagi Ricos coming around on either flank. These things are tanks that can kill everything smaller than them, but any tank that gets like any hit on them is going to explode them. They have no resilience. Over here I've got some VLRAs coming to deal with any helicopters coming in. Milan, Mistral, and Sniper coming into this position right here. I think Mistral's sort of sitting back here a little bit. Got some para SAS and some Éclaireur. Definitely not a lot of AT weapons in there. Those para SAS have satchel charges like engineers. For those of you who don't know WARNO, those are good against infantry and buildings, but they're not good against any kind of armor. For my opponent, 3 helicopters moving forward, quite far forward. We got a Aufklarer moving sort of towards Oscar, a decent amount of firepower coming towards Oscar, so he is making a play for that point. I was just going for this city. Yeah, just a lot of helicopters and scouts and forward operating base with some infantry coming into here, presumably just to hold this down. And without further ado, here we go. So the helicopters come forward, and I see them fairly quickly. I can't remember how I see them, but I do, and I figure out what's going on, and I can see that these ones are coming around for this, so immediately I'm a little concerned about what's going on over here. Over here there are helicopters sitting down. This one, it wasn't super aggressive. Looks like it got here at about the same time as my Éclaireur. And he fires the AT weapon, and he does destroy the helicopter. This Sagi moves forward, and this is not a good position for it. I believe this does have an AT weapon. This is bad, this needs to get out of here. He gets his shot off. He's going to get my Sagi. Over here we're getting some good kills into this. Pretty much everything in here got killed. First purchase is a Mirage to try to kill some of these helicopters. Not a good purchase. It seems like it doesn't have a great way of dealing with the helos. I don't know. Fortunately he doesn't have a commander, so we're not getting like ticked super hard by that, and I just pull my CV out, and now I'm just a little torn between trying to take this back and take this back, and I end up choosing to take this back because this is worth 2 points and this is worth 1 point. This is easy to reinforce, but there is a bit of a both micro trade-off and a point investment trade-off by doing that. Over here I send these VLRAs to intercept these helicopters coming back out. The helicopters are fairly expensive transports, so killing them is definitely worth it. But they're in the city, so their vision is just completely terrible, and it looks like I don't get them. Pity. Major pity. Yeah, unfortunate. Mirage comes down. Might get the last one. It misses, of course. So, terrible positioning here. I think I was trying to push them forward, but he landed these, so I couldn't kill them with these things. But anyway, there's a bit of a trade-off with this, because it's going to take a fair amount of points just to get these KSKs out of here. I think they're kind of like trash units a little bit. They aren't super good or anything. But, I mean, they have everything. They have a satchel charge, they have an AT weapon. It looks like they're decently beefy squads. I guess not hugely beefy. So really the question here is, how can I hold this as well as take this back? Is it even possible? I don't know. I get the point here to give myself a +3 and bring this back over here to try to take this. Spreading out more AA, I'm a little worried about helos coming in. Over here, starting to get in a fight here. SPW 70s supporting moto shoots and just advance forward. Not a lot I can do about that with these para SAS until they get into close range with the satchel charges. As you can see, a fairly big investment over here, 2 Legionnaires and a Puma Recon plane for vision. I'm sorry, a helicopter, Puma Recon helicopter for vision. This is not getting much investment. Some Mistrals, just in case he's pushing forward with something. We did lose a fight with the Eclair versus the KSK. The KSK is a much bigger unit. There's only one dude left, chilling down out here in this. Come on. Strange, it's not centering on him. Anyway, over here we go. VLRAs go down. Moto shoots and I just want to take these out, no problem. Just pulling back the para SAS. I want to have his infantry move forward. Do not want to have a fight with the vehicles here. As you can see, they have satchel charges, which, for those of you who don't play WARNO, are basically sort of simulating what like a combat engineer would do to a building if there's infantry in it, which is essentially destroy it. So these satchel chargers are good at basically point blank range. As you can see, 150 meters, that little circle around it is the range of it, but it's really good against oh, this is bad. So the Mistrals come in. This must have been like sent a little later. Not even sure where those are going. Smolan is causing troubles here, but my opponent is pretty good at pulling them out. Just out of ammo now. Not really accomplishing much at this point. Have a Gazelle coming forward, and over here the attack over here has begun. Legionnaire starting to fight the KSKs. Should be a good fight for us. The question is whether or not we can deal with this more effectively. I have a VLRA 20mm anti-helo weapon, anti-aircraft gun, which are really good against infantry at this point. Using it to support. Sort of out of range of the AT weapons. This needs to like pull out here and start trying to put fire onto this. Legionnaire coming to closer range. Artillery starting to rain down here. I think I noticed it and pull my stuff out to the other building. They're out of ammo anyway. So both of us are kind of like stretched thin in some places, over-invested in other places. He's got a lot of points in here trying to take this point. We're getting a pretty fat tick here. We have all of our points. He's slowly getting his. He has this command unit coming forward. I think at this point maybe there is a chance, and I think it's probably what I'm sending here. I'm sending more Mistrals. I guess I was really worried about helicopters. Because I lost my VLRAs. I think that's the main reason. I lost my VLRAs. Artie comes down onto this building here. You can see the VLRA moves into range to support the Legionnaire as they fight the KSK down in this forest, shooting down from the silo. Cool fight. That's it for the KSK. Artillery rains down, and here we go with a firefight between parachutiste SAS and some moto shoots, and pull this one out after popping the smoke grenade. Which is the first time I've used that. Kind of a cool thing. Not quite sure how it works. I feel like they could definitely like sort of assault a city. I send more para SAS in here, but in retrospect, I just needed you know, some Legionnaire, some anti-tank weapons, you know, because these SPWs are just going to tear up the para SAS, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Also, these para SAS, you know, you just don't have a lot of them, and they're expensive. They're about 100 points, whereas a normal engineer squad is usually like you know, like 70 points. These are 100 points. Usually have high availability. These are not super high availability. And where they should have won against those Pioneers, they get destroyed just because of the SPWs. Having to pull these para SAS back. I have no answer for the SPWs. Trying to send a Puma over to do something about it. It's not really working. Nothing happening over here. This is cleared. Gets his commander in there. Yeah, I think maybe chilling with the Mistrals, sending a Saggy from over here earlier to help cut this off. I think I could have routed a VBL Milan as well. These I think could be, if they'd been pushing forward a long time ago, that would be good. I see these helicopters move forward, try to kill them. These Mirages are not, they're really good fighters, but, and they're just insanely good units, but it seems like they're not super good at killing helicopters. We lose all this para SAS over here, so that's like 4 or 5 units of para SAS for pretty much nothing. Some wounded infantry and vehicles, and I guess a few helicopters. Not the end of the world, but no, it is the end of the. It's a bad trade for me for sure. Finish off the last of the helicopters, so it does eventually accomplish what it needs to do. It's pretty much out of ammo, and now there are Krugs, which I don't really know what this. These are radar. I've never even seen these before. Radar-based AA. Those look like big missiles too. Looks like it's seeing stuff. Sees my Mirage. Laser-guided bomb, kills Moto, shoots in. Good kill. I've got my artillery over here, and to be honest, throughout this game I forgot that I even bought them, and I think I'm going to get rid of them because I don't know how to micro these. It seems like they just get bombed to death. Or I'm sorry, counter battery to death, unless you're expecting me to like put them in their vehicle every time, all 4 of them in their vehicle. That's not happening. They also don't seem to kill anything that well. I think we could even speed it up a little bit here. This is the proverbial 10-ish minute mark slowdown that often happens, that I've talked about before. I think it's that my overarching theory is that at around the 10-minute mark it's pretty clear who's established where and where the fight's gonna break out. Before the 10-minute mark things can change because there aren't that many points on the board and there's some of the initial fights haven't been determined. By the 10-minute mark that's usually been determined, and for better players it's usually a little earlier than 10 minutes or right exactly around 10 minutes, and for players who are worse, so for me about a minute later, and for people who are way worse than I am, or you know, like really beginners, it can happen like 12, 13, 14, 15 minutes later. Cluster bomber comes in. I think it lost vision right there. Krugs are going into the city. This is good. I bring my Saggy around to try to cause some havoc. Curious about what killed this. Looks like a homosexual opened up. Fire, get one of the Krugs. I assume that's good. He does have these homosexuals back here. Pretty, like a very strange place to have ATGMs, but there they are. I thought it was going to be a really good flank with I had 2 Saggies coming around here. I thought I was going to kill everything. But he just, I don't know, he's just a psycho. He has ATGMs back here. Madman. Anyway, yeah, at the 10-minute mark, people kind of settle in, so you can see like, okay, so I've lost this. I have a tick. I'm kind of settled into here. I took this back. Like, we kind of know the initial thing that happened, and so now it's about how the counterattack's gonna play out. And so I think at around 10 minutes, people are like, alright, I'm gonna stop attacking and start building up so I can attack now that the initial phase of the game has been played out. I don't know, that's my theory. Artillery fires, does not get anything in there. I just assumed he had some stuff. Epic fail with these things. Par éclaireur, move forward. And get in a fight with a Aufklarer. Shut that down with the Jaguar, but it gets shot down by Kriegs. So a lot more build up in here. This decision to have the radar AA systems in the city I find questionable. Para Eclair are getting run down by Motoschützen. Kind of just wanted to see what was going on here. Try to get some vision for these things, and it just turned to kind of just running them in there. Not great, but they're pretty cheap, so it's not the end of the world. And it did sort of establish that there's no imminent threat here. So now what I'm trying to do is settle into defending this point and investing as little as possible into this while still not losing it. So you can see here it looks like the investment is, I guess I'm starting with infesting this and then saving that for later. It's quite hard on this map, for those of you who don't play, to march across this field. As you can see, big open ground here, so just a frontal assault is going to be hard. Great vision from these grain silos. All three of these buildings have excellent vision. This building has excellent vision. There's forest in here that you can wrap around in, so as you can see I have the Legionnaire guarding that forest right here. Maybe not the perfect unit for this task. His Kriegs are good, so these are good. I need to remember that. I will also say that the positioning of these Kriegs is not good. The radar-based AA, you want a nice wide field of berth in front of it. This is not going to work well. These VLRAs could also be better positioned, and he's making the classic noob mistake of not pushing up to the edge of the city, which is why I was so confused about there being ATGMs back here. Like, why? I would presumably you want them up in the front where I'm going to attack from. But maybe he just unloaded them there and wasn't, hadn't sent them forward yet. Where does he have them now? They're just here. Very strange. He sends infantry here. It looks like, not quite sure what he's up to there. Artillery fires again, and I've got these flame paras in here, trying to stagger them just in case. A lot of people like to send infantry through this forest to try to take this part of the map over in order to attack this city. So it's kind of like a, there's sort of, there's coming around here, which can work, especially for like armored divisions. Like a big swarm of tanks right here can really cause trouble. There's a lot of vision, as you can see. The alternative for an infantry division, and I think the more common way of doing this, is to push through here, try to win the forest, and then get a foothold into this. Because from here you can cut off the back, this sort of artery into this point, this road here. An ATGM here can really shut that down. A tank here can really shut that down. Once you have this, you can start pushing into here, set stuff up into here. So I did spend a lot of money on setting up a kind of staggered flame sapper defense. Flame throwers are the best unit for forest fights. Huge ball of SPW-70s moving forward. VBL Milan's kind of run into it. They're gonna get blown up. Oh, maybe not. I guess they're so fast that they just leave. Okay. But I do get vision of this. I've got 2 recon helos kind of guarding this. I sent this wounded recon helo over here because I was wondering if he really did go far out this way to try to sweep through here. I have had people send helicopters around here. I have had people send infantry around here and kind of punch in through here. Rare, but I've had it happen, and it has made me very, very angry. Laser guided bomb comes for some of these. Not a great way to deal with it. What would be better is a Gazelle. Losing a lot of planes here to these Kriegs. Definitely underestimating this this unit. I don't even know what it is. So over here the Legionnaire, like I said, maybe not the great unit for this. They're getting lit up by this anti-helo stuff. But as you can see, at the very least they saw what I was worried about, which is stuff coming through here. So I would definitely recommend putting a unit here if you're trying to defend this. Often, basically this situation can play out a lot, where whatever, this side that I'm on goes for Oscar, fails, it gets taken over, and then there's a counterattack to here. And the counterattack can happen at any point, but it can be sort of in the mid game like this. I wouldn't call this the scariest counterattack I've ever seen, and I wouldn't say that my loss of this city was the worst loss that I've ever done. But the timing of it, I think, is somewhat common. So I guess what I'm saying is don't neglect this forest here. There's a little crossroads here that's pretty important. You can even get like a tank in here watching this, ATGM infantry watching this. And this is the perfect unit for this situation. Flamethrower, Marine Pioneer, huge squad. Pretty scary. They'll definitely beat my Legionnaire with their Flamethrower. Su-22 comes in trying to get a bomb off. It does get it off and gets a bunch of kills right there. But we do get the plane. Legionnaire now one hit. We've got some Saggies coming forward to try to put a stop to this SPW spam. Planes move up. More bombing runs from Su-22s. Not sure what this one's going for. Looks like he's just targeting. Gazelle lighting things up here. It looks like it's not going after these passenger vehicles. I need to just like turn that off. Should just have fire at will on. Mirage goes down. I've lost a lot of planes at this point. I think with all my plane losses is part of the reason this is even close. Like we get a Legionnaire unit up in here to try to clear out some of these tanks. But they're out of AT weapons, so not good. I think I totally forgot about that. That's like one hit. What a pity. So right idea by my part, maybe getting a little unlucky here. I don't know what to say about that. And I'm not paying attention either. No, I'm moving it forward. I must just like not be paying attention to the fact that it's out of AT rounds, but my attention's over here. Gazelle moves forward, and there are a lot of dead SPWs, but the anti-helo vehicle is there now. Got a command unit, command sappers in the building here. Maybe not a great place for them in this building. It might be better to just keep them all the way back here in this forest or something. Milan 2 not in a great place either, but I think that's just for later. Hopefully I pull it out. Legionnaire para, try to push forward. Something gets killed right away, trying to unload. Chasseur firing, Milan goes down. Saggies are flanking around this side, but they're low health. And they have such bad armor that this anti-helo, anti-aircraft weaponry can kill Saggies en masse. Pull this Legionnaire back, it's one hit. There he is. Barely makes it out alive. Everything's on fire, but definitely messy on both of our parts. But I have gotten out with the upper hand. Saggy's flanking here, cutting off this like support coming in, threatening the CV too. They're really failing to hit anything, but I think their cohesion's a little low because they've been taking so much damage. Over here, there have been a few advances over here, so it does look like that Legionnaire died, unfortunately. Very sad. But this Milan 2 is going to control everything that's happening there. So, if you're curious about what's happening over there, Saggies come in to help shut down all this light vehicle spam. and we hold. So you can see here that the anti-helo vehicles are killing Saggies, which, like, I mean, I would think, I guess it's just a car. It's not a tank. It really is like, what is that thing that guy made? He made a thing. I forget what it was. The Destroyinator or something, and he like drove it around in a city. That's pretty much what a Saggy is. I didn't know that. I thought they had tracks. They literally don't have tracks. That's funny. They're kind of cool. How do I get a Saggy? I want a Saggy. So yeah, look at this. I don't know if this is... I haven't seen any pros do anything like this. And I think ideally I'd be pushing through this forest. But to be honest, it had been a while since I'd played. I was a little rusty. And so between being rusty and this like attack coming from the fight seemingly being over here more than over here, I just didn't push forward. I also think I didn't pay attention to that Legionnaire right there that I think killed a lot of tanks, but I think I assumed that I sent the Legionnaire forward and it got killed. So I think I partially just wasn't paying attention, because I think this, and then I remember when this happened, this chasseur, I think I sent them forward over here, but then somehow they just started going this way, because I know that I did not send them out here. I know that I sent them along the forest, but they went just right out into the open. I'm not sure what they're doing, and they just get enfiladed. Yeah, so I send more chasseur over there. Thankfully I have chasseur. So the problem here is that these flamethrower units will destroy infantry, but they have no AT. So I need at least one AT unit here, kind of helping out the flame sappers. And if the flame sappers, yeah. So I kind of rearranged them a little bit here. I was pretty triggered about that chasseur moving out into the open like that. I did not tell it to do that. This is where they died. Another kind of build up here. I think we can speed it up a little. So there's a general advance down the middle here. Moto shoots and pop out, and as you can see, it's not going to be enough. Try to take a pot shot at these T-72s, but it looks like he pulls them back. And there's a frontal assault here, and I'm a little taken by surprise because I have mostly like scouts and ATGMs here, and I guess I just didn't see this infantry build up. Some of the ATGMs are just going to go down, but I do have a Legionnaire squad that is pushing forward. This is a lot of East German infantry. You know, it can only take so much. Even the best can't take. Even the best will suffer from a horde of Germans. Does it actually hold out? I think the Legionnaire may live. No, it dies. The SPW squirt a little shot there. Legionnaire over here. We'll shut down this SPW incursion. Airplane comes forward. We've got a sniper here kind of watching. I think that definitely helped dictate this fight here. Another sniper here. Double sniper fire is probably one of the best ways to deal with a swarm of moto shoots in. Fire this artillery to just kill these buildings, assuming that he had something still in there, but it looks like he just fully backed it off. My opponent's getting maybe a little bit desperate now, maybe a little frustrated, just sending infantry across the map. I've been here, not gonna criticize him too harshly. But this is of course the danger of sending infantry across the map like this, is that a tank can just fire at it without any repercussions. But he did bring along a Malutka. Pop smoke and back off, so that's good. Actually, you know, honestly not a terrible attack, because I assume he has a lot of infantry, like a lot of the East German stuff, and because of that, using them as a bait like that and then popping in the Malayutkas to deal with the Saggies would be good. I just think he should have waited for the T-55s, then that would have been good. Malayutka has pretty good range. Look at that. What is the range on that? 2600. So that's nice. Gets a kill on the anti-Hilo stuff. So this thing, yeah, it looks like it's just an ATGM mobile. Pretty cool. What is this division? I'm kind of interested in it. We're gonna group here. So you can see here now I've got the arrangement a little better figured out, because he has these T-72s in this position. I have the chasseur here, and they have this AT weapon, which should do decently against the T-72s. So you can see he's pushing forward through here. If he tries to get through the forest, he'll run into these chasseur, and they should kill at least one tank. If they all like open up on my chasseur, anyway, wait, we're missing this fight. So the chasseur come through here. He has made me back up my Saggies, which is a bit of a problem. Chasseur are starting to open up on the infantry here. Legionnaire is starting to open up on the infantry. T-55 is firing. Trying to bring a Saggy around to get a flanking shot. Gets one hit. Almost kills it. Is it going to be able to do it? For some reason it doesn't shoot. No, it like switches targets. Why? Saggy. Come on. Gets a kill. Nice flank by the Saggy. I want to believe in the Saggies. High explosive bomber comes in. This is going to do a lot of damage. I think I saw this but didn't like even try to micro it. I probably should have. So it kills that chasseur, or it almost kills the chasseur and kills a para SAS. Good bombing run. Saggy's continuing to get the flank in here. So this flank has been foiled, but I feel like he was close to. He was like on to something there. Like he did make me back up the Saggies. I think if he just routed this sort of as a pincer movement from like here and then here, that would have been better. Just avoid this field, I think. So you can see the Malayutkas are now coming out to cause more trouble, firing at the Saggies. It's going to be bad news for the Saggy. It immediately goes down. So that, I guess that attack did sort of herald a more coordinated attack over here. The Krugs are now in position. Chasseur are so low cohesion that even if they saw that T-55, I don't know if they'd hit it. They have this Apilas, or I'm sorry, an LRAC. Okay, I didn't know that. A pretty long-range AT launcher. I pull them back because they're so low cohesion. T-55's running them down. I'm trying to send minstrels in here, fail. Get caught out by these Malayutkas. And this is turning into a decent attack. Bloody, but it's working. Between the bombing runs and the pushing the Saggies back with the Malayutkas and all that, it's working out alright. Over here it looks like the chasseur did go down. I'm not quite sure how. Doing a bad job of like keeping track of these fights on on each side of the map. I no longer have AT over here. I do unload more chasseur over here. Doesn't look like he's interested in pushing all the way through here. My opponent should definitely be sending infantry through here and threatening this. At this point it's too late, but earlier I think that is crucial to any hope of attacking that. Saggies once again pushing around over here, this time supported by ATGM vehicles. Another bombing run comes forward, kills a chasseur. Saggies are poking around the corner. T-55 gets a shot on one of them. They're trying. At this point, Milan is gonna just barely miss. Looks like we do get a T-55 somehow right there. Recon Saggy firing from pretty far away. These things are good. They just require a little bit of finesse. Now a horde of moto shoots is coming in. The wounded one gets into a fight with this Paris Marine. Not too big of an issue, but this is a lot of moto shoots and Paris Marines are going down. ATGMs are flying across the field, which once again and then he surrendered. So I think he was truly onto something there with that attack at the end. But it came in like 3 waves instead of just one big wave. So our Saggy, not bad. Éclaireur doing pretty good with killing the helicopters in the beginning. This one paying for itself. Para-SAS killed a moto shoots and a helicopter. VBL Milan's getting some kills. Mistral getting a lot of helicopters down and a plane. These planes on this thing I was fighting, Rugener Grupperung or whatever, are weird. I haven't even seen them in any other division. Milan's doing alright. Legionnaire killing a lot of SPWs. Cluster bomb, meh. You know, okay. Laser guided bomb, okay. All my plane play was really bad this game for sure. This Milan 2 got a lot of T-72s. Saggy doing great work. I think this is one of the flanking Saggies. So I think the Saggies are really good for conducting flanking attacks, cutting off routes of supply. Need to remember that if I'm going to play more 11E. Yeah, for my opponent, his SPWs were really annoying. Looks like this is the one in the city. So you can see 3 para-SAS. So this thing probably costs about like 30 points, and it got 300 plus 3, almost 400, 450. So let's say it costs 25 points. That would be well, it would be 4 times 4, so 16 plus 2, 18 times the point investment it got in kills. Krug's performing quite well against what are normally considered quite powerful airplanes. Everything else kind of mid. Anyway, thanks for watching. GG to this guy. It was a fun game, and I'm going to be coming out with another game where this guy beat me. So we'll do that one next. Thanks for watching. See ya.